Well, today marks 40 years since one of the worst space disasters in history.
We're talking about Challenger, which broke apart shortly after lifting off from Kennedy Space Center in 1986 on this date. All 7 people on board died in the explosion, including Christa McAuliffe, who was going to be the first American civilian and teacher in space. The tragedy unfolded live on television, and hundreds witnessed the doomed launch in person. President Ronald Reagan postponed his State of the Union address that night and instead delivered a televised eulogy to the American people in its place.
And joining us this evening to discuss more about what went wrong that day is Jim Kidrick, President and CEO of the San Diego Air and Space Museum. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the explosion. I think everybody remembers where they were. You know, I know Andrew was in kindergarten.
Yeah, one of the first memories of my life, notable memories of my life.
Sure,
and
sure.
I think about it every January 28th.
Well, it was extremely notable because, here it is, kind of one teacher representing all teachers.
Yeah.
As we were talking, my mother was a school teacher. She had applied for the program, not expecting to be selected, but it was just kind of a drill, doing it with her class. And the class and the classes across the country were thus following this teacher who, once again, was representing all teachers. So it was really a trauma from that standpoint alone. And I think what I remember most, of course, is the family.
Yes.
Okay, when the explosion occurred, 73 seconds into the flight, it explodes, and looking up, the parents looking up, all the families of how sad it was, and especially people were trying to figure out what just happened. What did they just see? And of course, that adds a lot to its significance. Realizing that, because they had an investigation team. Neil Armstrong was on it, Chuck Yeager was on it, our own Sally Ride was on it, and that there was a defect, that ultimately was a causal factor in what happened.
And I wanted to ask you about that because, here we are with really cold temperatures on the East Coast right now.
Yeah, we do.
Right? Even in Florida.
And they're hitting Florida.
Even in Florida, right. And that's exactly what happened back then.
Yep.
It was unseasonably cold there at the time.
Yep.
What have they learned since about what happened, the decision making? I mean, because a lot of, space flight, I think, is test and find out and get better over time. I mean, you want to go through the process. But what did they learn about making kind of a rash decision that day?
Well, of course, they did fix the defect,
yeah.
But because the engineers actually were recommending a delay in the launch, as you know. And it was overridden. Several teams got together from NASA, from the company that actually had designed the O-ring, the setup right there, causing the joint to fail. But it reminds us that don't discount those that have the expertise to say go or don't go. Being a Navy fighter pilot for many, many years, we had to trust our maintenance teams. When we're going to check out an airplane, we're literally looking at a minimum the last 10 flights. So we can get a little bit of the history of what this airplane has been doing in case there's something that it's been doing routinely that we might want to be aware of. And then certainly talking to our maintenance teams and going up onto the deck and jumping in. So it's a very, very important lesson. I think we did learn it, certainly. You couldn't have had a better team, doing the investigation, coming up with a better future. But I think, once again, most of us remember it because it was so traumatic. It was who was on board that day. Now, by the way, the other 6 people were just as important. I don't want to downplay them, but that's what spotlighted it or highlighted it to us.
Was that we had a civilian on board?
Yes.
It was,
yes.
But did it affect safety policy following that launch?
Oh, sure, absolutely. You're never going to see something like that because I think the Challenger had like 5 flights before that, so you have a track record actually of it. But it was more related to the boosters, than it was to the craft itself. Remember, they had some tile problems, with the craft itself, because the shuttle was kind of like a 1981 to 2011 craft. Probably it will go down in history as probably the greatest glider of all time, because as you know, once it came back down, there was no power, so it was
hit it or not.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're going to either make the runway. or
That's unbelievable. Yeah, the tile problems we saw in Colombia a couple
That's
years.
correct. That's correct.
2003, I believe.
That's correct.
The other shuttle disaster.
Yep.
What impact did it have on the shuttle program, on the space program? Because I know maybe there was even talk about bringing the shuttle program out west as part of this, and a lot of things. It feels like they were really pulled back as a result of the shuttle.
Well, I'm not sure that it had any effect on that portion of it. The shuttle was kind of a phase of our space exploration, mostly into the low Earth orbit side, feeding the International Space Station. I think it had like 3.5 million pounds of stuff that it had delivered over the years. So it was more in that role. But it's kind of like the Apollo 1 fire, okay, where on the pad, we lost 3 of America's heroes. And of course, over the next 21 months, they did essentially a complete redesign of the capsule, okay, because you don't want to have that stuff happen again. That was led by, Frank Borman, who was one of the astronauts on Apollo 8, because literally, and I can make an argument, because this affects all of space, whether it's the shuttle, the space capsules, Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, that Apollo 7 may have been one of the most important missions of all time, led by our own Wally Schirra, okay, who lived right here in San Diego and was on our board at the Air and Space Museum. Because remember, you've had the fire, you've killed 3 of America's heroes, and now you have to test this out. That's been redesigned. So I'm sure the brief was very similar. Okay, Wally, get up there. Don't hurt or kill anybody, because this is key. And then the next mission was Apollo 8 to the moon, which is really Artemis 2.
Yes, happening.
Coming up.
Very soon. Very soon.
I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead.
Is there anything that I guess the public doesn't know or should know 40 years later?
No.
We've learned it all.
Yeah.
We have.
Well,
I wouldn't say all, but we've learned,
right.
we've learned a lot.
Right.
we've learned about that.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
we have the causal factor for that particular accident that occurred. Okay, but do we know everything? No. And actually, right now with Artemis 1, 2, and 3, because remember, Artemis 2 is Apollo 8, Artemis 3 is
Apollo 11.
Bingo.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you before we let you go, Jim, about the bravery aspect, because yes, we have lost 3 astronauts in Apollo 1, and we lost 7 in Challenger. I think it was 8 in Columbia as well. Okay, so it's a lot of loss and bravery that comes with it. Talk about the bravery that comes with not only being like a Navy fighter pilot, but then a lot of these people who go on to be astronauts, and they go and they do things that, you're relying on other people to take on something that hopefully will help humans as a whole.
Service.
It's both of these. It's a great question. I would tell you the people that I hung with for all those years, and having the opportunity to know just about everybody that flew in Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo over the years. And Charlie Duke and Dottie are good friends, still live. He's the youngest man to walk on the moon, and he's 90. Okay? So I think that the people who do this prepare. They don't think it's going to happen to them. Okay, they're going to train to all the emergency procedures. They're going to train to everything that they should know to execute, to be that good partner. It's kind of like a wingman, or having you're out there leading a 4-plane flight and you've got 3 wingmen here. You're depending on them to be as disciplined as you are. Okay, so I think it is an inner discipline, a willingness to do your best at all times, to prepare. You've got a brief, you've got to perform the mission, whether it's space or in an airplane, and then you're going to debrief, and you're going to debrief very honestly. You're not going to pull any punches. You're going to say, hey, this is not something we want to do because it's dangerous. I could tell on myself. The first time I landed on the carrier, I came off the Lexington in the Gulf, and I came up, spotted these. I'm still a student, okay, but I'd landed successfully on the carrier, and I came up and I'm at an angle, and I did this big pitch up, rolled around, and boy, it worked. And the instructor, when we got back, he says, come with me, go into the briefing room. He says, okay, I know you're good, you know you're good, but don't do that.
Yeah,
but don't do it again.
That's right. And so it's that kind of honesty, and every one of us has done that.
I think we saw your scene in Top Gun.
That's right.
That's right.
Exactly.
Jim, thank you so much for coming in. A date that a lot of people shouldn't forget, and an event that showed a lot of bravery from a lot of people.
Well, and if we don't forget, we'll always do our best in the future.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back here on the Fox 5 News at 7:30.